Damn, did I just do all that talking and I was muted? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Let me know. We good? Jesus. I'm gonna have to cut out that whole that whole intro segment. All right, cool. All right, I'm good now. Okay. Mama, what's up? J unit, we here. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, I think we good now. Feel me? No mercy. Trap New York shit, NoMercyTV.com. Let's chop this fable. You know what I mean? We here. You know, but yeah, we waiting on Hurricane Do to come on. We're gonna talk her album, her project, get a little bit of her backstory. You feel me? Salute to her. Whenever I see artists that's really like pushing themselves and trying to promote themselves, get their craft out, I always try to support as best I can. You feel what I'm saying? Plus, she from New York, man. You know what I mean? So female rap, New York, definitely gotta show that love. You feel what I'm saying? But we here. We here. Pardon the audio glitch earlier. You feel me? Mike Joe, what up? You feel me? Hope I'm not interrupting y'all Sunday services and all that. What's up with y'all holy people, man? Y'all, any of y'all went to church this morning? Heard the good word and all that good stuff? Know what I mean? That ain't my particular field, but I respect everybody that, celebrate religion and, stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm not exactly religious. I'm more of a energy type person. You feel me? I believe, good karma, bad karma, all that kind of stuff. That's really, my thing. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, we here. We here. Just waiting on Do to pop in. You know what I mean? I know she said she had to fix her ring light a little while ago. So she should be checking in a few. But I hope I got the chance to check out her album. You know what I mean? I did a review on it. It was fire. It was fire. Her album was definitely fire. Not the typical. Oh, he good. He good. He over here, hacking up a storm. Cover your mouth. he and his walker trying to walk and everything. Over here dancing. You know what I mean? He chilling. You feel me? So if y'all happen to hear him at certain points, I try to mute myself whenever I'm not talking. That way y'all don't hear him. But if he is coming in, I hope he's not coming in too loud. And I made sure that's one of the reasons I changed my mic setup, because I want to try to do the whole Sly put me on the whole dynamic mic thing where it only picks up me and hopefully don't pick up anything else around me. You feel me? So I might just have to do like he did, drop $25,000 on a microphone. You feel me? But we here. So yeah. Volume 10. While we wait on Hurricane to get in. Volume 10 was yeah. It was cool. It was decent. It wasn't nothing crazy. Oh, all right. Here we got the star of the show, the woman of the hour.
Hi, Mercy.
What's going on?
Nothing. I'm just up.
Cool. How's everything? How was your weekend?
It was calm. It was cool. You know what I'm saying? I had to work. I watched the battles.
Of course. So, Rap House, is that how I pronounce?
Yes.
Okay.
And you know what? I knew it was.
Yeah, because I was like, I didn't know, because I seen the cover with all I want to say Egyptian kind of
mysticism.
Yeah, and I didn't want to mess up the name, so I was like, I was hoping I had the name right when I said it.
Absolutely, it's Haus in French.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I wanted it to stand out.
Yeah. It definitely do. Like in terms of artwork, stuff that has like, just a little bit of substance and looks, I want to say artsy. You don't really see a lot of that nowadays. Everybody just going with like basic bullshit album covers, but that was something that it stood out to me. It definitely did. So before we get into the album, let's just get a little bit of backstory on you for the people who might have been, under a rock, not familiar. Hurricane Do, where are you from?
The Bronx.
Okay.
New York
Bronx,
City.
New York City. Of course, big NYC energy.
Yes.
You feel me?
You already know.
When you what made you get into rapping? because I know being from the Bronx, that's, you know, the mecca of hip hop, like for real, for real. So I know that got to be a little bit like in the heritage and the blood or whatever.
Just living in the Bronx, you know what I mean? How can I say it? Like, I just like, when I was little, I used to listen to the songs that I like, and I used to
Mm-hmm.
write them out. So I used to rewind, you know, back when we had to rewind
With the
and
pen and the
write.
cassette and all that.
Yes, and write
Okay.
everything. So every song that I like, I just wrote it. And then I think that kind of set me up for like what's going on now. Like I kind of understood people's different ways of writing, transitions. Just doing that early in life kind of set me up for it.
So
And
you actually more so studied as opposed to just being a listener. Like you really paid attention
absolutely.
to flow, cadence, transitions, patterns, and all of that.
I'm a student of hip hop. I study. The first thing I started doing when I was younger was researching where the samples came from, because my parents, they raised me in music, so it's like, you got to watch this Motown, this and this and that, and they listen to a lot of music as well. My grandmother sung in the church, but yeah, I would study. I would want to know where this sample came from, who did it, where it started, how did this style start. So I would go all the way back, like the
Okay.
Franklin, Cadillac Records, even when like Josephine. I just wanted to know the roots of things. That's me though. Like I want to know the whys. How did this happen? So I always spent a lot of time studying. Then I
Okay.
spent a lot of time when I decided I really wanted to rap, it's like it all happened for me. I feel like I manifested so much as a kid that when I said, hey, this, I said it to somebody, and then everything started happening. And I had like Def Jam management, and I was on some DJ Envy mixtapes. But the industry is so grimy, and it still is. I was turned off. So I was never pressed. A lot of people say, you never did a project, you should have did this. She should have been signed. I just didn't want it.
So did you always go by the name Hurricane Du?
It was Rondo.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if people were to look back at like the older, like far back tapes, they would see your name on there and everything.
Yeah. You would see me
Okay.
on Snickers, DJ Envy Snickers 1 and 2, DJ Envy Back to School. I was on Kanye West Through the Wire. I think it was Plain Pat and Ferris Bueller. I did a lot, like behind the scenes, because my manager had me doing little voice things here and there. But yeah. But the industry,
Okay.
again, I was turned off.
Yeah, I could imagine. So let me ask you this. What would you say might have been like your worst experience in terms of the industry? Like probably the worst thing you went through that made you say, you know what? I'm done with this shit. Like not fucking with it.
I wouldn't even allow it to go that far. It would all be personal shit. Like people not wanting me to get on, people feeling like they deserve to be there before me, you know, arguments within the camp. It's, to me, I find that like a lot of people thinking they knew what was best for me, and me kind of like second guessing myself. So I was just over it.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Do you feel like, my bad if my son is
It's okay.
going crazy. But do you feel like it's a bit easier nowadays in terms of like, you know, with the rise of like direct to consumer, being independent? Do you feel like it's easier now
Yeah.
to kind of get your music across than it was back then?
Yeah, because now I have full control over what I'm doing. I understand what I'm doing. Like I understand distribution. I understand I'm paying for my studio session, so I own the masters. I understand I understand the business a lot more. Whereas back then they really didn't want to tell you the business. And I was like, so my manager works for Def Jam. So when I would go to the studio, we would be on the Def Jam budget. So I never owned masters over there or even knew like, you know, and then there was no distribution. You would have to
Yeah.
get like
I think you kind of froze up a bit. I think you
having
froze.
trouble connecting. Is this off? Is that me?
Yeah. You have froze up a little bit.
It's raining.
Oh, okay.
It's
No
raining.
wonder.
It's
But
raining.
yeah, you was talking about the budgets.
Yeah, it was a little bit more like I used to record at Quad. So
Mm,
you already know it was expensive. And
yeah,
this era is like you got your own back then it was just everything was way more expensive. The
yeah.
access was I think the records company set it up like that. Like you didn't have the information as much as you have now. Cause I could do everything on my own now as long as I have the money.
Yeah. You could record yourself, you can mix yourself, you can pay your cameraman a couple of $100, get your video done. You could put it up through like DistroKid and
Yep.
TuneCore and
Shout out
stuff
to
like that.
DistroKid
So
because that's exactly what I use.
okay. Okay.
I
So
use
yeah,
DistroKid. I get my beats from BeatStars on the app.
Okay. So yeah, you can pretty much do everything. You damn near can do everything from your phone these days.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can even record music. You can even edit videos on your phone nowadays. So
A lot of my
it's
clips
kind
are
of like
edited. Most of my clips are edited right from my phone for the fun
okay.
stuff. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you know what? And that's one of the things I noticed, like just you giving out samples of your music. You'll take the music, you'll put it with a bunch of clips and stuff like that. And that's basically your vehicle to promote your project. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna hold you. Seeing you post your clips and then I go watch and they would actually be fire. And I'm like, yo, these songs sound fire. I want to hear this project whenever she decides to drop it. So that's what made me, just genuinely want to support what you had going on.
Thank
You
you.
feel me? So you was definitely doing a great job of that. So let me ask you about this. What made you get into the battle rap space?
Okay, so this is when I decided I wasn't gonna rap. And
Okay.
I said, I don't want to just quit, hip hop stuff. So what am I gonna do to further contribute to this culture as I grow older? And I was thinking I could write though, because I was a major in communications. My whole thing, Oprah was like my thing. Like I want to do this. Like media was my thing. So I'm like, okay, I could do interviews. I could do that. I'm knowledgeable in hip hop and everything behind it. I got a few connects still. I just think I reached out to Norbs first when he did was it Battle Rap Arena when they were looking
Yeah,
for
I
a
remember.
female.
With
They picked
Jesse Regan.
Nunu. Then I reached out to Zilla.
Wait, you said they picked Nunu. So
Yeah.
that was a contest or something?
It wasn't like a contest, but it was more like an open, I guess, job call or open because it was like we're
Oh,
looking for a
okay.
female to co-host, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? I always looked at myself like an anchor woman because I used to be obsessed with the news, like literally obsessed with anchor people. I don't know, but it's just a media thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that didn't work out, and then Zilla from 100 Bars Magazine made a post that he needed some writers. So I sent him in something I wrote because I wrote for Nerd at the Cool Table. He had a
You wrote
web.
for Nerd? That's my
Yeah.
guy.
I wrote
Okay, shout out to Nerd.
I wrote this article that got everybody talking. I forgot what white boy that was that won the Grammy. What was his name? He had that thrift shop. It was thrift something.
Oh, damn. He had the other song that I like. I forgot his name. Oh my God.
He
Hold on,
won the
hold on.
Grammy that year, and I wrote an article about why I think he deserved it. So then that got a lot of it. But then I just said I could do this writing thing. So then I went
Macklemore.
Macklemore, yes.
Okay.
So I got a lot of attention from that, but regular attention. And then the media thing. And then one day I was out at the battles. I think I had a cell phone and I was like asking people to interview. And Debo said, you need to get a camera. And that kind of like rubbed me like, is he trying to say I'm not, real media?
Listen, once you said Debo, I can imagine how it came off like, yo, get that bullshit out of here. You need to get a camera.
Yeah, he was like, you need to get a real camera. So I was like, oh. So then I went and bought a MacBook, the Apple Mac Pro, Final Cut Pro X, a Canon, the green screen, everything. And that's how
it's crazy. That was my exact first setup when I started like doing video heavy. I went and bought me I got a Canon T3i. I bought a MacBook. I had a green screen. I still got my green screen, matter of fact, and I was using Final Cut. So
yeah, that kind of like took off, but I still feel like I didn't have no direction, but I'm funny. So it was just like I was a popular person and that was it.
Okay. So being around battle rap, like was that what inspired you to start, getting in your bag in terms of rapping again?
Yeah, to be completely honest, I used to hang out with Duchess a lot, and she used to convince
Oh,
me to
shout out to
rap.
Duchess.
Bronx Duchess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Okay.
and she used to like say, you should get on this verse, you should do this, you should do that. And that kind of started me back up writing. And then yeah, I was just like, oh, like I'm fire. Like I could do this. And that's when I started doing like little clips here and there.
Okay. Okay.
But battle
So
rap definitely made me aware of my lack of performance.
mm,
You know what I mean? Like I don't perform a lot. I don't do open mics. Like I don't do any of that. So that I really watched that like, because battle rappers, I think they're a lot of the attraction is the theatrical part. The bars too, of course. But to be
yeah.
able to memorize everything and perform with like conviction and a little bit of choreography, like everything matches, that's a real talent.
Yeah, and especially somebody like me who used to do music as well,
Hmm.
battle rap definitely made me put an eye on the things that I was lacking. Cause it's like you'll have the bars, you know how to write and stuff like that, but then you're missing all the other important things like the cadence, the
Right.
delivery,
Hmm.
and I feel like battle rap tends to put a spotlight on a lot of that.
Yeah.
Like you don't have the beat in the background, you really just have to command the entire crowd with just your body, basically, how you perform and how you delivering your content. So I
Hmm.
can see how being around battle rap would make you better at just all of those different things.
It did. It did. It made me conscious of like my work ethic and the memorization part. Like I said, the performance part is really important. I'm a recording artist. Like that's my strength, but I wanted to be stronger in, that performance part. And I still do.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to say one of the breakout, or at least like one of the highlights, was I think it was last year or the year before, you was in a cipher.
Last year.
So talk
Yeah.
about that. How did that whole cipher come about? Because you was going crazy in that cipher, and I
I
was
love
like,
that cipher.
"Oh,
I
she
messed
she,
up on
she can
that
rap,
verse. I
rap."
messed up on that too. Um, that was direct. It was really a battle rapper thing, like where like the battle rappers will come in. I think Direct does these ciphers every now and then. He'll like organize it. And
Mm,
I was in Atlanta at the time, and he just reached out like, you only have a week, but I need you to write like 24 bars, and I want you to be in a cipher. So I was hyped, like, yeah, because I want to stand next to these. I want to stand next to these people, and I want them to see and understand, you know what I'm saying, how serious, how fire I really, even though I know they know, but I think it's different when you're in person.
yeah,
So yeah,
definitely.
I was like, I could do it in a week. I could do it. And I picked the beat. I was like, this is fire. But I did mess up in the end and that's why I say battle rappers, I commend them when they come in short prep and all that stuff, because it's my fault. I could have got it. But
Mm,
dedication is a real thing. Like consistency and really practicing and knowing you need to practice more and actually doing it is a real thing. Because I know there was like a day or two where I was like, I'm tired.
mm.
And maybe if I would have just been like, just keep practicing until you get it, I would have got through the whole verse. But yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So from posting that clip, right? What was the feedback like in terms of all of your peers and all your people in battle rap that rock with you?
They was hyped because it was like in person, and I think I have an aggressiveness to me, and they were just excited. I think that they always wanted to see me like do it. Just being that they see me in that cameo before, like they wanted to see. They like to see people live. I get it. And I think, I don't know, sometimes it'd be like the intricacies of my flow and the way I switch things up. You know what I mean? So I think they really liked that. And it was the reaction, or the main reaction that was important was Shayna Ashley under the post, like, oh, what is happening? And she put the little devil emojis up. And I was like, oh.
Well, Shayna's one of them ones. Like, I think she, like, in terms of female battle rap, she's one of the best at making music as well.
Hmm.
So, I feel like an opinion like hers actually will mean something.
It mattered to me. She has a big presence. You know what I mean? And she's consistent. I like people that are consistent in their craft. Like she has a job and shit like that, but she doesn't let it stop with what she's trying to do.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Who's some of your favorite rappers? Start with the females. Who's some of the favorites that you would say inspire you?
Nikki, even though like so it's a story to that. Like inspiration wise, like the girls that did it right. MC Light, to some degree Queen Latifah, but I'm not a fan of Queen Latifah, but I respect her. Um Female wise is not much to pick from. I gotta be honest, like as far as like where I draw from, I would have to say in the beginnings, it'll be like those early artists who was doing it right. Light, I like Eve. We don't have a lot of like girl rappers like that you could be like,
Yeah.
yeah, like lyrically, she did this for me. I love Little Kim because her style. Like it wasn't never the sex stuff, which was fun. That was fun that she was talking about that stuff, but it was more like her presence and her conviction that really got me. Like
Those are the things that I liked about Little Kim.
yes,
Like, forget all of just the sexual stuff. Like,
yeah.
The Naked Truth is one of my personal favorite albums, like
And I
of
like
all
LaBella
time.
Mafia.
The Bella Mafia is fire too.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta run that back. I haven't run that back in years, but
That's a good one.
The Naked Truth is the one that I always tend to listen to. So
Hey, I just wanted to come in here real quick to say I saw you were live, Mercy. I had a hijack. Hurricane Dew, your album's fire. Okay,
Thank you.
Go support. I listened to it twice at work. All right, that's all. Have a good talk. I just wanted to say that I saw it.
So
wanted to ambush.
Slide, get out of here. Appreciate you coming up.
Yeah, but it was guys that stood out to me that I was like, oh, I want to rap like that. But it was always like the person that did it the best, if I could think of all the mixtures. Like I loved May's style because he could rap, but he was fun.
Yeah.
I like Cam because he was funny as hell, but he could rap. And he always did this whatever he wanted to do thing. Anybody who did whatever they wanted to do, I was a fan of. I was a fan of Nori.
You know what it was with me and for Cam, aside from me being from Harlem, it's the confidence. Like, not many people rap like Cam does and are that sure of themselves in the things that they're saying. Like it's just, I don't think there's anybody like that. Like, you got your gangster rappers, you got your fly rappers and everything, but Cam, he just got a certain way of just like whatever he say, you believe that shit.
I still check for Cam. If he drops something, I'm gonna listen.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So and one of his songs is on my playlist. So like, and it was a newer one from his project that I think he dropped last year. But yeah, like if you was doing whatever you want, I liked you. I like Busta Rhymes. I like Missy Elliott. I like everybody that stand out. And then when Nicki came along, I think that what she did for female rap was she gave us like this character that I think everybody was scared to approach, but all of us really wanted to be fun because it's not just rap in the world, it's rock. Depending on where you're from. I went to school in Trinidad. There's Calypso. I lived in Florida early in my life. So I knew that there were other styles of rap out there. I'm really into like when Master Ace dropped 808s. I'm a real hip hop connoisseur. When Master Ace dropped 808s, it kind of introduced me to a bass sound and I never strayed from the 808. It's just my whole thing. But yeah, Nicki kind of brought in the animation. She brought in a more fun style that I think a lot of people wanted to do anyway. But hip hop was you got to be tough. You have to have
because before her, when you think about like the Eves, the Foxies, the Lil Kims, everybody was pretty much serious. And even Missy Elliott, I felt like Nicki brought the balance between that, like between the seriousness and the animation, because Missy Elliott was more towards the animation side.
Yes.
And then the other female rappers were more towards the serious side. So I feel like Nicki was like right in the middle of that.
Yeah, and then Nicki brought in the looks. You know what I mean? She kind of knew what would draw people's attention and they wouldn't look away. You know what I mean? With the body enhancements and stuff like that. To me, that was just marketing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's just how it is. Niggas ain't gonna put you, they not gonna look out for you just like that. They're not gonna put you on. So I do like what she brought to the game. I like the animation. I like how she played with her voice, and she played with alter egos. So that was like a really nice thing for me to see. She went to LaGuardia. I went to graphic arts. So like we you know what I mean, is that artsy thing in it with New York City. And yeah, she's definitely still one of my favorites.
Okay.
She's probably my fave.
Favorite?
Yeah, favorite female rapper.
Damn, if I had to pick a favorite female, it would be Kim, but Nicki will probably be second or third, depending on, because sometimes Eve is like,
I had an argument for Eve, right? I was thinking like, was Eve really our queen? And we never minded it because, you know, Kim had the coochie out and a whole bunch of things was going on, because Eve kind of brought that stability. Like when you think of careers, it's like Queen Latifah, who like, you know, bypassed rap and let me get into acting and producing and feeding people. To me, it's like Queen Latifah. Then Eve took it to another level, even though Queen Latifah still goes up because she's like Hollywood now, A-lister. But Nicki, business-wise with the rap, has the most longevity here, because 10 years in rap is a long time for a woman.
You know what it is? I think because Eve was so gangster rap, and that was like, it wasn't often that we seen that. Like the female rappers we did have, like let's say the Nicki, I mean the Kims and the Foxies, right? They did the gangster rap thing, but they still kept a certain woman image in terms of, you know, being stylish with the hair and stuff like that. But then Eve brought in the low haircut. Like she didn't have that crazy sex appeal that was like, you know, what Kim and Foxy had.
That was still
but
like
the
the
bars,
gray area times, I think.
yeah.
And the ironic part about it is Eve is an ex-stripper. She could have totally, I don't know if they was ready for it, but Soleil was being very much open with the way she presented herself on camera when it came to the videos. Like she wasn't scared to she wasn't scared to do a scene in the strip club as a stripper. Whereas Eve was actually a stripper and she wanted to stay away from that.
Stay away from that,
she didn't want that on her image. Now they're breaking strippers.
Yeah.
It's
like
just
damn near
ironic how it all turned out.
Yeah, all the female rappers damn near coming out of the strip clubs. Like it's crazy. So all right, let's get to the album. Let's get to the project. So what was the inspiration behind at least starting a project? Because I there was a couple of times I noticed, you know, you dropped a couple tracks, like you dropped the Mickey joint. What made you actually say, yo, I'm gonna do an actual project?
Because I needed to. It just needed, like, I knew I could do it. It needed to be done. I didn't want to like leave this earth, and I never even tried to do a complete project. That was basically it. Like, it was for me. Like, I need to drop this. And then, you know, a lot of people do like, damn, I wish you would. When we want to hear how you sound on a complete project, we want to, because I talk a lot of shit too. So I'm sure they like, yeah, let's see if you can actually do it and blah, blah, blah. So it was like, I could do it. I just made a decision like, all right, I did a song. I did, I'm like that. And when I wrote it, I was like, oh, this is a perfect song. Like I wrote it perfectly. I'm like, I know I could do 9 or 10 more of these.
That's my joint.
I'm like, I know I could do 9 more 10 of these. If I would have pushed it, because I had the inclination to hold the project back, because I could have pushed it and made it to 15. There's a couple of songs I left off, but I said, let me just do this. I spoke to Ling, like, should I just drop on Thanksgiving or should I wait till 2023? And then she's like, no, drop on Thanksgiving, put it out, get it over with. You could do another thing. So I'm like, yeah, I could. So it took me a year to do it though, but.
Okay. Yeah. I'm really like that. That's definitely my favorite record.
It is.
Just because there's a lot of stuff I was hearing there. Like, I think one of the things that make males kind of stray away from female rap is just the fact that there's stuff that they can't relate to oftentimes. You know, certain stuff that the female is referencing that males can't, you know, you can't rap about you being a bad bee and, you know, stuff like that as a male. But when I'm hearing certain stuff when I'm really like that, I'm like, with certain tough stuff and certain stuff like that, that I'm like, yo, I can actually relate to this. You feel what I'm saying? So, that's one of the reasons why that's my favorite record on
I'm
there.
glad you brought that up, because in my earlier days, I was big on, I don't want to be like, that was the issue with me in the industry. They're like, you need to do interviews. And I'm like, I don't want to. Like, I feel like I'm strong enough, I'm fire enough to not do all that stuff. And they're like, oh, you need to look sexy. And I'm like, oh my God, like, what the fuck is they talking about? And then it's like, I was big on androgyny because I didn't want it to be based on, like, I knew what type of rapper I was. Like, I know I could rap with guys. I knew that guys were intimidated by me. And I'm just like, that's why my name's Rhonda, but that's why it went by Rondu. Like, all right, I don't want it to be, because back then I wasn't doing videos or anything like that. So you would just see the name. And Rondu is a 5%er name. So people would be like, oh, dude, that's a man's name. And my manager took me to DMX album release party, right? It was a Def Jam private event. I met Puff Daddy. I met Lear Cohen's, right? And every time he introduced me to everybody, Kevin Lyles, everybody. Every time he said, this is my artist, Rondu, they would look at me with like a little bit of disgust, like, what kind of fucking name is that? How he used to talk to me, how are we gonna market this name? I used to just be like, I don't give a fuck. How you do it, I'm not changing my name. And then I'll never forget this. I meant to bring up Nikki D because I love Daddy's little girl, and she's so cute to me with her dimples and stuff. So he introduced me to Nikki D, and he's like, this is my artist Rondu, Nikki. And she was like, what kind of name is that? And I was just like, I don't know, it's just, I like it. And then it was just like, I was like, I don't like her anymore. Like, oh my God. Because I felt like it was aggressive, but I guess they were not feeling that name. I didn't care.
So it was hard to market. Okay.
I didn't care.
So, all right. And speaking of which, going to the name Hurricane, what made you say that I'm going to stick with, like, this is what the name I'm going to change it to?
So I always liked the fact that Hurricanes was named after people. And then I was a Redman fan too. So I always loved Hurricane G because she was so New York. And you know what, I'm just so I loved that part. Like, that was
Didn't she just pass away recently?
She did. God bless her.
God bless her, yeah.
Those little seeds, I think, stuck with me early. And then as social media started happening, I'm like a burst of energy there. So like, I'm not afraid of my, I'm going back and forth. And then I have a little bit of a violent background, but deep down inside, I'm like really, really tender, really, like, I cry. I'm a crier.
I was a witness to some things.
Boop, boop, boop.
Yeah.
But,
yo, let me just
I cried.
Let me just tell you this. Let me just tell you this quick story real quick, right? So, hold on. Your joint kind of freezing up a little bit again. Hold on.
It's raining.
Oh, okay. You're good. You're good now.
It's the clouds and shit.
So, I was saying, I wanted to tell you this quick story real quick. I never got a chance to tell you this, right? So, we ain't got to go into super detail, but
okay.
I'm standing on stage, right? Mind you, I'm there with my wife, right?
Hi, wife.
And, yeah, she in the room with my son. So, I'm in the event with her, and mind you, she is always in that area when we go to those events.
The VIP section at Drone.
Yeah. So I look over there. Somebody's like, yo, 2 females is fighting. Boop. Because first thing I'm thinking, oh no, hope she ain't get into it with nobody.
Right.
So when I get over there, I see rumbling going on. I'm looking straight down. It's rumbling going on. And I look up. I'm like, oh, okay. She's sitting down over there. She's safe. And then, come to find out what happened. You know what I mean? So.
Here's the thing. Like, I believe in violence. I always tweet that. I always tell people, it's not that I promote violence or I want violence to happen. It's just that it actually exists. It's here. You know what I mean? And violence comes in different forms. It's verbal, it's subliminal, it's physical.
Yeah.
And my thing, I think, is I let people just go as far as I, allow it. So I let people go pretty far so that when it comes to me having to, check a person, is usually after a very long time of me looking away. That's how I try to be on the universe's good side. So I'm not just gonna like jump and fall for anything. But if it's like a long time going on, then maybe we might have to do something about that.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to let people go, because it's like if you run around starting trouble, I always say, I don't know somebody that went looking for trouble and didn't find it.
Right.
So if you run around looking for trouble, you're going to run into it eventually.
And I try to back away from, I don't want to start. I really want to finish. I really want to finish. I don't want to start problems. I don't have any real problems. None of the altercations I've gotten into are worth anything. But just unfortunately, shit happens.
Yeah. And honestly, I always felt like that was healthy. Like sometimes somebody gotta get popped in the mouth. Like people tend to get out of pocket, especially with the internet.
The internet is definitely a vehicle of strength and heart, and courage.
But on the internet, though,
yes, it's artificial intelligence, artificial courage, artificial strength. It's all fake, and I'm
and as we see, it don't always translate the same, outside of that.
Salute to everybody in the chat. Hey y'all, I didn't even press the chat button to see what y'all saying and stuff.
Yeah, chat a little slow today. I guess Sundays is.
It's early. It's raining. Yeah. It's a cloud where I'm at. But yeah,
they'll tune in later on though. They'll tune in later for sure. On. So yeah, Rap House. Rap House. So you finally decide you're gonna put something together. So the features, you had some fire features on it, and listen, I feel like everybody came with it.
They did. I was so happy.
They knew that on your project they couldn't play around.
And it's not like I knew for an absolute fact motherfuckers was gonna smoke shit, but I seen something in each of them that I felt like, you're good for this, you're good for that, and you know what I'm saying, I'm pretty sure it'll work, and everything really worked out.
The Cuban feature was fire, and I don't think I heard Cuban rap before.
Me
on beat.
Cuban has a voice that I felt like Cuban could do this. You know what I'm saying? He's a younger kid. He's military. My son is military. So I'm just like, put Cuban on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just feel like his style was catered to that beat. Only some people could fuck with that beat, because not everybody likes the beats that I like.
Yeah.
I'm very eclectic. I told you, I like 808s. I like the South sound. I'm not one of those New York rappers that are like, the 90s were the golden age. I hate the 90s. I think they were dirty and dusty. I say it all the time. I'm not a boom bap girl. Although Professor Daddy-O did send me a boom bap beat, and I am gonna record it just to challenge myself. And he's an icon. So, he's like one of them living legends of hip hop. So I am going to do that. But yeah, I'm not the typical New Yorker as a rapper. No.
Yeah, most definitely. How did the Mickey Fax feature come about? Because that's not an easy person to get on a record.
Well, we're friendly. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. His wife, we're friends. So I just asked, you know what I'm saying, if he on the other record, sometimes I can't get a hook out. And then I'm like, who, you know what I mean? Who can I turn to? Of course, you know what I'm saying? Easy could do hooks and stuff like that, but Easy's schedule is super busy. And while I was doing the project, he was doing his own thing, with battle rap. While I was
Yeah.
recording, his project was out. He was filming videos. He's signing. He's, you know, all over the place. So I had to just see what's up with my resources and see what I could pull off. But yeah, Mickey Fax, he knows I could rap. So, you know, it wasn't nothing like I had to, you know.
You gonna be taking part in Pendulum Inc.?
If he invites me, of course. You know, I'm glad you brought that up. Fuck it. I'll be sitting back like, oh, okay. Is that's who's coming on next week? All right.
I know. Listen,
Oh,
he been
you got
having
so
some.
and so up there. Oh, okay.
I done seen Method Man. He had a few people coming to teach class. He had Chilla Jones up
I
there
will give
before.
everybody their props though. Everybody who he brought up there they're more acclimated than I am. And as I told you in your audience, like that's because I just was never invested in the industry enough to be like, I need y'all to make me feel like I'm the best rapper ever. I've always felt like that. No matter what stage of life I'm in, anything. I'm like, oh, do I rap? Of course I do. You don't know me, but you know, that's how my attitude is.
Okay, so let's get to my favorite feature on there. You and Sonny.
Oh yeah, you said I love that song. I love what Sonny did with that. Sonny did the hook. I figured I liked Sonny coming in first because usually in features, if it's your album, most of the time you're first.
Yeah.
So I wanted Sonny to come in first. I feel like Sonny has a really good voice. I like the story that Sonny tells.
Yeah.
I really love the way he said everything he said. He could have been speaking for me in his verse.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Even the hook, I feel like he could be speaking for me in that hook because it's true.
Yeah.
That beat though, I picked that beat out like maybe the year before last. So I had that song I had that song in my pocket for a minute. For longer than before I decided I was doing the project, that song was already a thing.
Okay. And I rock with Sonny, you know, just in terms of like his battles, he's usually fire. But I've heard him on a beat before as well. I'm trying to think, it might have been something that Clip, your boy Clip had posted before. And I was like, yo, Sonny go off. Like I think in music he'd probably be a problem. So hearing him on that and just him going crazy, it was like every single bar was just hitting. I was like, oh yeah.
From the heart.
This is that. Yeah.
He really
it was
felt
definitely
that.
tough.
He was so good that I was just like, damn, should I rewrite my verse? Like, I know I did say something like in the verse that because I wrote my verse first, but I never shared my verse with him. I just sent him the beat. And then when he wrote the hook in the verse, I'm like, damn, I could use. Then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna leave it like that because it's still, to me, it still went together. But yeah, Sonny did great. And I appreciate him forever for that.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like he definitely stole the show in terms of like, you know,
he did
just the standout verse, you know, amongst all the features and everything.
Well, I wanted them all to, because they know I could rap, so I wanted them to, you know, take it seriously.
Yeah, yeah, and I listen. Everybody did.
Everybody did. Niecy Brown, like my friends love. It's so many gems in her verse that I don't think anybody's really like. She said, "Bitch, I'm a dog. I hop this fence." I was like, she said, "Stuff all your meat. She said, "Stuff all your meat. I'm a deep freezer." I said, "Oh my god."
And she's another one who I'm familiar with music wise. Like, there's a lot of battle rappers, and that's one thing about me. Like, I'm a person who I always scroll my timeline. I'm always, you know, peeping certain things that people post. And when battle rappers post their music, I usually go and listen at least once because it's like, yeah, I might be familiar with your battles, but I do want to hear how you know, translate on beat. And Niecy, I've checked out a few things from her. Like I've heard songs, I've seen clips of her doing performances. So I know like she's really active when it comes to doing music.
Yeah, she's on her music shit right now. She's not really fucking with battle rap right now. She's on her music shit. She's in Fayetteville and she performs like every other weekend.
Damn,
which
y'all
is
making
really
me
dope.
want to jump back in the game. Sheesh.
That's why every other weekend she's out there. And I'm like, wow, her, Crystal Renee. I know that I see them a lot, like rapping, doing shows and shit.
Definitely. So, what's been the reception for the project so far? Like in terms,
It's been
everybody loving
good.
it.
I don't know how people look at me from the outside looking in, but I'm proud of like what the numbers are looking at. I can't see the full, like the first day it did like 1,700 on Apple.
Mm,
And then it was like my Spotify account is fairly new. I think I just made a Spotify last year. And
okay.
I went from like 7 Spotify listeners to like 65 in like 2 days. So that was nice to see. I'm humble with all of that stuff because I know I was never the type that was like pushing fame or
Yeah.
stardom or anything like that. I just kind of like wanted to do the work. But yeah, I like how everything's looking. Listen, I was so happy when I saw 60 something people was listening. I was like, oh wow. I used to always tell Shayna, like, I have like 7 people on Spotify. They're never gonna nothing, blah, blah, blah. She's like, no, you just gotta stay consistent. You just gotta stay consistent, Mom. That's how she did. You just gotta stay consistent. I'm like, all right. But for
Yeah.
real, like I was happy with those numbers. I'll be able to see on DistroKid in like 2 months where I'm really at.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Like
what's the
all
plan?
around.
You plan on doing any visuals?
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
gonna I think I'm gonna shoot a video this weekend coming up. Actually, I was kind of torn on shooting I'm Going Out or Hurricane Zoo, but I'm pretty much leaning towards Hurricane Zoo. I was gonna start with a feature, but then I said, let me just start with a solo since I'm reintroducing myself. Let me just
Yeah.
start with a solo.
Yeah. Let your first couple of visuals be the solo tracks,
Mm-hmm.
just so people could get used to you as an
That's what I
artist,
was
and then
thinking.
then start smacking them with the features. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yo,
No,
when you had told me weeks ago, you was like, this is the one with me and Cuban. I was
yeah.
like planning for that video. Like I have some plans for that video, but yeah, that's gonna be a fun one to shoot. I need when I do announce it, I need everybody to pop out because I'm gonna be in New York for that. And I have a
Okay.
friend that runs like a little underground strip joint. So I think at certain scenes we need to have in there. It's real raunchy, you know, BX dirty. It's real dirty.
Okay. Okay. It sounds like something I want to be a part of.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I definitely
Absolutely.
come out, and I shoot videos as well. So if
Yes, I'll be
need
reaching
something on
out.
that end.
I've actually reached out to a lot of people because I'm a bit I mean the industry's so fucked up that it's hard for me to trust people, but there's a couple of people throughout the years that I'm like, yeah, we're fine. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna work together. Lico did the artwork. I want to say big shout out to
Oh, shout out to
Lico.
Lico. That's my guy.
Yes, Lico did the artwork. He came in the clutch. I had like this artwork discrepancy going on. I had paid somebody else. We weren't really seeing eye to eye, but I'm gonna use that first person's for some merch because he does
mm,
have some ideas, but it wasn't enough for me for an album cover for me to just pop out on. But I am gonna use some of his ideas for merch. But Lico came through in the clutch. We're still going over more marketing ideas now because Lico's like real creative.
yeah,
Like he's
yeah,
into the cartoon. He wrote a script. He's trying to get his animation stuff off the ground. And Lico
yeah. I
always
seen it.
kind of used me as a muse with the War Report memes and stuff. Like he must have made like 50 or 60 memes
Oh,
of me.
he every day he was popping up with some other shit. I
I
was
see
like,
if I show the collection, like I used to be like, me, no, do this. He used to put me on nigga bodies. He put me on like everything. But he's so funny. He's such an artist that I really enjoyed collaborating with him with the artwork.
dude, are you surprised by like the amount of resources that you can come across in battle rap? Like all of the camera guys, the artwork people who got studios and stuff like that. Like,
No, I actually knew that's what this was gonna be when I came into battle rap. I knew this was another way for me to connect with people in hip hop that are like doing similar things as me. I knew that from the beginning. Like, how
okay,
am I gonna rebrand myself? How am I gonna remarket myself? How am I still gonna contribute to hip hop? I knew that when my brother started like taking me to battles and shit. I'm like, oh, okay, this is because when I was rapping, people used to want me to rap and battle. So My best friend's brother is from Washington Heights, and he used to be like, "Yo, I could bring you to Lions Den. This is how." But even back then, I'm telling you, this is how people are getting popular. This is probably was like 2011, 2012, and I'm like, I don't think
Yeah,
battling
okay.
is for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, you could do it. You got the bars. I'm like, I know I got the bars. I just don't know if I really agree with the way they disrespect people and all of that stuff. And like me just standing there for the sake of, you know what I'm saying? And we don't have, it was just like, I just couldn't get my head around the concept. So
Yeah.
it was me. Like, I don't want nobody talking to me like that. So when he started Queen of the Ring, they asked me to battle over there. I get offers to battle though. So
Wow.
mm-hmm. But,
And you actually came out in a battle before.
oh, the cameo, the when I just jumped in for easy.
Yeah.
But I think Prep and Dre did that to him.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Something
it was kind of
happened,
like
where one of them jumped into one of the rounds or something like that.
oh, okay. So that was kind of like a little get back, basically.
Yeah. And then,
Okay.
I was ready. Because, you know what I'm saying? Dre was ready to drop footage. You know what I'm saying? He tried to have me looking bad. So when he was like, yeah, I want you to do this and this and that, I said, what? I'm going to wash Dre up. But
Nah, that's Hurricane.
yeah.
You trust me. You done seen her
Can't
everywhere.
place a platform where I seen her on.
You done seen her everywhere. You feel me? All right. So in terms of the project, I know you still got to do your visuals and everything, but what's just the overall plan to like try to just get more eyes and ears on the project?
What you said? Because my thing went out a little bit.
I said, in terms of the project, what's the plan to like, I know you got your visuals coming, but what's just the overall plan to like get more eyes and ears attached to the project? More media.
Probably some write-ups are coming. I'm gonna do some shows. I'm gonna like do some performances. I have that footage. But the way the world is working now, I feel like visuals are the big thing for everybody.
Definitely.
Like me figuring out different ways to rehash the songs. I want to stretch this project for like at least another 2-3 months, because this project has like 2 more parts and it's gonna come out in like 2 EPs. So I really want to I want it to be the thing for the year. And it's like Haus is the thing for the year. So it's just I'm gonna do that for 2023. So definitely marketing through battle rap, marketing through media. And then I reached out to a couple of people that I do know from my past, like Ty Boogie. I am friendly with Craig G. I respect and uplift everybody that came before me, and I keep them there. So I'm gonna probably speak to a couple of people and see what they could do. As far as I know, it needs to be people talking. Like I had a conversation with somebody and they was like, you need outsiders to talk about you. Now you need other people in different communities of hip hop saying this is fire. Did you listen to this? Like that's the next step of like that. So battle rap, everybody knows I'm fire. So I didn't outgrow it because I never really was a battler, but it's like I know that I have to keep going outside of this and reaching out.
Yeah, because once you reach that plateau in battle rap to where like everybody knows you, it's like, in order to get more of a fan base, you got to go outside of it.
Right. So I'm going to try some different things and see what happens. Like right now, I never did a project. I never did a mixtape. I never did none of that. So this is just like, let's see what happens. But I like it. I like the fact that I got it done. I'm super proud of myself. I'm gassed, like by my own gas. Like I'm gassed. It's there. Like I'm full of myself.
Listen, it's something to be proud of, man. Once you get the ball rolling and just, choose to commit to say, okay, I'm going to finally give the people, what I've been wanting to do, which is
Mhm.
this, you know, debut project. Like, it feels good, especially, you know, at the level you're doing it and actually putting out a good project, getting a good reception from your peers and, you know, people in the community and stuff like that. So it's something to be proud of, because like I said, it's a great project to me. So
People
and
be like, you should have did this, you should have did that, you should have been doing this, she should have been, and they don't understand, like, this is the perfect time for me. They didn't have what I wanted back then. Nobody wasn't willing to take musical risks the way I want to take them. Like, people never liked my sense of style. Like, they like me, I'm lyrical, but they like me at one area. Like, talk that shit, talk about beating somebody up, talk about shooting something, talk about doing this. And I don't just do that because I don't just come from that. Like, I'm
yeah,
influenced by a whole bunch of sounds. I lived in the South when I was a kid. I lived in Trinidad when I was a kid. My mother, I was a flute player when I was a kid, and not because I was in, you know, public school, because my mom registered me in musical classes and I had to do recitals and stuff like that. So I do, like, understand music and its backgrounds and its roots a little different. My approach is different. It's hood because I lived that, but there's still definitely art. It's always going to be my feelings. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And it's always going to be me, you know, speaking out and being vocal
yeah.
about who I am
And
and
see, that's
not
the thing
being
about your
ashamed about who I am. Like, I'm a rap, I'm fire, and that's where the focus should be.
Yeah, and your project, you cover, you know, just a lot of different aspects of just, like, you know, life in general. Like,
Hmm.
you're not just rapping about one, you know, specific topic. And even with the features, like, the people are covering, you know, different bases even there. So
They
it's
are.
definitely a project with a lot of, like, just variety overall. You know, you're not
And
going to
you
just get
know,
one
in the
thing.
song I'm Going Out, it's kind of like, it's a song for people that been through shit. But
Yeah.
the point of the song is like, what now? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody, like, at my job the other day, they were saying something like, oh, you know, they're gonna give her a chance all the time because she has a story. I'm like, really? What's her story? And they're like, oh, you know, she's a single mom. And I'm like, the regular, like, that story. Everybody has a story. We can all tell a story. We all have something that made us cry, that hurt us really bad, you know, some type of struggle, some type of rejection. Then what? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, after all of that. So that's why I kind of was like, yeah, my mom got locked up. And when she was locked up, her husband was already locked up. And while that was happening, my grandmother had to take care of 5 kids. And guess what her husband was doing? Getting drunk. And I had a baby and I couldn't fucking handle it. But it's like, after all of that, then what? You're not
Yeah.
gonna stop. And I mean, some people do because it's a lot on people, but I'm not that. And I wanted to display that, you know, it's fine. And, you know, getting older and all of that stuff, like, all that should be in our heads.
Yeah. You know what, I had seen the other day when you posted, I don't, it was either paperwork or it was an article
That was my
about
mother's
something.
case.
Oh, that was your mom's case?
Yes.
Ooh. What was that whole situation? If you can, you know, talk about it, if you're comfortable talking about it.
It's yeah, I don't care. It's like it's public. That's why I posted the link. Like, you know, I'm not hiding. But it was just basically her husband's case. Like, her husband's name was Mike Mellon. And when he, you know how it goes in the, okay, so when he was arrested, he was going to come home, but this was like in the 90s. So they created the RICO and they rearrested him. And yeah, they rearrested him, resentenced him, repackaged his whole thing, brought in
What?
his wife, my mother. I'll show you it. Like, I'll talk, we could talk behind the scenes. They rearrested him, packaged everything up. My mother knew she was going to jail because she basically told us, like, I think I'm gonna go to jail. And then she used to be
Wow.
like, I think I'm gonna have to cop out. Because they did have great lawyers. She has great lawyers. I'm still in contact with them. They still help me to this day.
Okay.
She's like, I could, so it was a conspiracy to distribute charge.
Mm.
And if she would have lost, it was a mandatory 25.
Sheesh.
So she pled guilty and took 10.
Mm.
But she
Okay.
took that shit like a soldier. Like, I'm not snitching on my husband.
Yeah. Like who would do that? But
She's
I
like,
would
I'm not
think
doing that.
that how do you and he had already did the time, I'm assuming.
We
So how
was
do
actually
you
expecting him to come home, but then the RICO, they created the Rockefeller, was it that name of the laws? Like the RICO, and they rearrested him. Because now they have these new stipulations with RICO, like it's organized crime, it's this, it's that, and that's what she was doing. So but he, listen, to the day he died in Leavenworth in the Supermax.
Wow.
He, to the day he died, he fought that case. And his appeals was up. And one thing I'm gonna say, like, this is what I say about Mind Over Matter. And I like speaking about him because he's my stepfather. Like my father, you know, he's my mother's husband, but he raised me. But he went in there, he would stay in contact with me all the time. He sent me money throughout my teenage pregnancies from prison. I mean, significant amount of money, $150 a week. And he turned Islam there. He learned Arabic, read and wrote. He got his PhD there. He eventually was an imam. And I turned Muslim at 15 on my own accord, just from corresponding with him. You know what I'm saying? And he kind of showed, you know, like when you have those seeds, it was always a seed, like regardless of what you're going to do with your situation. So it was always like, you can do this, you can do that. I got my PhD in here. And to the day the story is he was playing basketball and somebody hit him in the head with a basketball and he got a concussion, you know, whatever. But even in there, he was very well connected, he was a charismatic man who was very smart. Like when he was in Leavenworth, he made a whole new group of people. Like he was hanging out with people from Japan and all of that stuff, Green Dragons. She used to send me all these pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
He put me on the phone with Papa Wu when I first was
wow.
like, oh, I want to rap. I want to do this. He's like, I could get you right now. I'm gonna just show you who he was. But he's like, I can get you on the phone with him right now. I used to be scared of Wu-Tang because I felt like that wasn't my style. I love Old Dirty Bastard, Raekwon and Ghostface.
Yeah.
Or Method Man, but you know, they was doing a lot of other things that I wasn't, I wasn't with it. You know what I'm saying? But that wasn't for me. But like I said, like a lot of me right now stems from those early days.
Okay.
Yeah, but my mom, she did 10 years. She was in where's that? Dublin, California.
Sheesh.
They kept her there for 3 years. And with the feds, you have to like request, my family's over here. You know what I'm saying? And then after 3 years, they brought her over here. And she was in, what's the name of that shit in White Plains? It was in Connecticut. I think it was in Connecticut. It was the same place where Martha Stewart was at. She was there.
Oh, okay.
I forgot the name of the jail. I don't know how. I literally used to know all the jails. Like in Pennsylvania, there's, oh my God, now I forgot.
Jesus.
It was so many Fed jails though that I visited as a kid.
Yeah.
Like literally, we didn't know. This is a funny story. So when we was little, my mother used to always drive us to see her husband. He's like, yeah, we going to see daddy. And she used to be like, your daddy's in college. He's like, your daddy's in school. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right? So
That's a good story.
One day we was leaving and my brother Michael, he's passed away now. My brother Michael said,
God bless.
Daddy's not in jail. I mean, he said, Daddy's not in college. So me and my sister's like, what are you talking about, Michael? Shut up. And he's like, Daddy's in jail. So he was like, shut up, Michael. Like we was crying. No. And he's like, did you see that word when we was leaving? He said, penitentiary. He was like, that means jail. My brother, Michael, God bless him. He was the one that like was very like, you're living in the dreamland. This is that. And this is that.
Oh, wow.
That was my brother, Michael. So yeah, I have a lot of experience with prison life and what that's like. And I know what that does to families and shit. And I was thinking like maybe one day I could organize something because I know how hard that is on the family.
Yeah. Yeah. That would definitely be dope. That would definitely be dope. I just know people behind the wall are just dealing with a lot, in terms of like, you got certain struggles you're dealing with, behind the wall itself, but then still trying to fight your cases, still trying to support families, making sure everybody's good on the outside. So yeah, I definitely think that would be dope if anybody that's just trying to just give them some type of hope.
Yeah,
give
I'm
them
just trying to, what I'm saying? I'm working on my credit scores and all of that thing. I'm working on the business aspects of Hurricane Do so that I could come in with the projects that I really want to do and help. Like I do want to have a hurricane system in place for people, like maybe for disenfranchised. Yeah, am I using the right words? If you're financially, in a situation, I want to be able to give out packages with, like, if you're in a hurricane situation, I did want to turn something positive from the name. So I did want, a non-for-profit for hurricane disaster relief. And
disaster relief. Okay.
And I did want to do something for children with parents in the prison system, just prison system period, because I went through the ins and outs of prison. I don't have a record, but probably because of everything I learned and seen, and then a lot of luck. But yeah. Something to help that out, because I do understand what that does to a family and the type of pressure it puts on the other family members when kids are left and the parents are in jail.
That's true. That I know. I myself haven't went through that, but shit, I had one just period of being detained. When I was 16, I got caught hopping the train and they took me to the precinct. I was like, yo,
that happened to me too.
I'm never doing this shit again.
I hate New York Central. I've been to Central booking several times. I hate it. I lose my cool in there. I cannot go to jail. They're going to be beating me up and putting me in a hole. I cannot do it because I cannot even control my fucking mouth. In that type of situation, I'm like a free bird. I like to be free.
Yeah. And when you're so used to just, being able to go where you want, do what you want, something like jail is like, oh nah, I can't be here. Like, and I was only detained. I was there because I was 16. I didn't have ID on me, so my mom's had to come vouch for me. So I wound up, and back at that time, this was I want to say 04. So it was taking hours. Like I was probably there for about 8 hours, and I was just mad.
I know you was, child. I used to be so mad. Like, am I going to central booking for 24 hours? I could not do 24 hours. And it'd be 24 hours on the dot. Like, please, never again. I cannot with New York.
Yeah.
I can't. Let me tell you something, though. I had got locked up on some bullshit one time when I was leaving Massachusetts. I used to hang out in Massachusetts a lot. Shout out to Pittsfield. And sometimes when I would miss the bus leaving Pittsfield, I would take the bus from Pittsfield, Massachusetts. I get the ride to Springfield, Mass. And then that bus would go to Albany, and I'll take the bus from Albany down to New York. So one time I had paid this little white girl. I'm like, can you drive me to, Albany? So like, I skipped the whole Springfield thing. Just drive me to Albany. It was a 3-hour drive. I'll pay you. This little white girl was drinking canned beer on the drive, and we got pulled over. Of course, it's me with this little white girl. And I was pregnant at the time. I was like 6 months pregnant. I had my hair was out. Like right now I'm locked up, but when my hair, it was like poofy. It was out. And I was smoking weed, I think. And they pulled us over. And of course they was like, what are you doing with her? Like, to me. And I already knew it was up because they put the fucking flashlight in the car, and they're like, is it a boy or a girl? And I'm just like, what? I was like, all right, because now I'm in the woods. So I was just like, And they made me get out the car. What are you doing with her? Long story short, I wound up in Troy. Troy, New York, they have like a county. Yeah, I was there. They had me in their county jail. But let me tell y'all something about Troy. And I don't glorify jail or nothing. But when I say that was the cleanest goddamn jail I've ever seen in my fucking life, I was looking through this. They put you in. I've never been like in the prison. Like that was my first time like in the prison, because it's different out of town. They might put you on lockdown for 3. So they had me on a 3-day lockdown for tuberculosis. And I'm looking out the window and I'm like, this ain't so bad. I seen the laundry. I looked down the tier. They was in the laundry room. I seen the game room. I seen things happening. Girls came to my door. They put candy underneath some. Then they put a pencil in a piece of paper. I slid that. I said, I ain't writing no letters now. I'm coming home. But yeah, shout out to Troy. I think it was Resinol County Jail, something like that. Resinol, something like that. But I definitely did like 2 days there, and then I got bailed out.
God damn.
Pregnant.
Sheesh.
But that wasn't like, from what I've witnessed in my family and stuff, that was like getting off easy to me. But yeah, after that, I was very careful about like, you know, who I'm riding with in cars and shit like that. But yeah, jail sucks.
What Miss Hustle situation are they talking about?
I don't know what they're talking about.
Okay. Yeah, because he posted it twice. I'm like, yo, what's going on here?
He wants me to spill tea, but it's not that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
we're gonna stay away from that because I wanted this to be, you know, basically about the music,
yeah,
not too much on
like,
the battle rap tip. You
if
feel
I
me?
said anything, I said it.
Okay,
and that's what I meant. That's it.
Say no more. So give them all your social media and everything. Let them know where they can reach you at.
Y'all already know y'all can find me at The Hurricane Do everywhere. That's Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, even like, okay, but if you go to the music pages, it's Hurricane Do, because I didn't want that long ass name on my BMI paperwork and shit like that. Even though I love it, I kind of regret not doing that. But it's here, it's where we're at. Hurricane Do, follow me everywhere. As soon as I get some shows, I'm gonna let y'all know. But yeah, subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Spotify, please. I'm trying to build my Spotify shit up, and then y'all just hit me up and let me know what y'all want to see from me so I could oblige.
Okay, so yeah, make sure y'all go stream Rap House out on all streaming platforms. Fire project. Listen, y'all know I'll be trashing a whole bunch of shit.
You do.
So I tell y'all to go listen to something is because I genuinely enjoyed it. And yeah, her album is definitely one of those. So, you know, make sure I go check it out. Hurricane, appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate you having me on, Mercy.
No problem. Anytime, any support you need, just let me know. You got it.
This means a lot to me.
No problem. You know, I fully support, you know, I support artists. You know, that's what No Mercy TV was initially built on. You know, me doing music, me seeing that, you know, coming across other artists that don't have a platform. So I started No Mercy TV to do that. You know, a lot of my early content was, you know, going to like people's showcases and performances, getting interviews and stuff like that. And then it just evolved into, you know, me jumping into battle rap, but still being able to get the same thing done.
That you still touch on media, you still touch on trending topics, and you be getting people together. I don't be mad at it at all.
Yeah, like
and
I'm
your
just
channel's
growing.
But you're figuring yourself out. I don't know what I'm doing over there at the Hurricane Do channel. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I see something funny on TikTok, I fucking drop it. I might want to drop one of my.
Hold on. I know she got a little bit of a storm over there. Give her a second. She's gonna reconnect. This happened a couple times, so bear with us.
Yeah, I'm back.
All right,
sorry,
we good.
This cloud over here is thick as hell. Thick, y'all, thick. But yeah, like I don't know what I'm doing with it. It's passively growing subscribers. It's like up to 15K. I think I might come and say something eventually, but I think I need to blog a little here and there. When the big events happen, maybe I'll talk about what happened last night.
Yo, you definitely have to do something because one of the things I'm realizing is that these YouTube channels essentially are businesses, you know, so you can always use them to push, you know, anything you got going on or just anything that you're passionate about. So, you know, you could definitely
well, that's like our cue.
No.
It's like
yeah, hurry up. You wrap this shit up.
You talk enough.
But now I was just saying definitely try to put your YouTube channel to use. Like if you got 15K subscribers, then you could be doing, you know, something like it's I'm pretty sure it's something you passionate about that, you know, you could be talking about on your channel. So I would definitely say try to put that.
They're gonna be mad. I'm gonna get up there and talk about Nicki Minaj. Leave her alone. Whenever I post Nicki, they be like, dude. I'm like, please, y'all.
Well, who knows? You never know. That support, you know, she might see that one day and be like, yo, let me give this girl an opportunity. So, you know. You never know what that could lead to. So I would just say, just get active on it, do whatever content you can, and
You're
see where
right.
it
That's
leads.
what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just start talking about whatever I feel like it and let it go.
That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do, But appreciate you coming on. Definitely gonna talk soon, and I'm on the lookout for the next project.
Now you frozen or am I frozen? It's
Might be me. No, now it's you. Damn. Pixie, what up? Yeah, that cloud is trying to kick us out of here. But
I know where this energy is coming from.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right.
All right. But yeah, so I'm definitely gonna subscribe to your channel. What is it, the Hurricane Do?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna be on the lookout, content, projects, whatever you got going on. Like I said, you got my support. So whatever you need, say the word.
Thank you, Mercy. I appreciate you.
No problem. Appreciate you coming on. Salute to the chat, all the viewers.
Thank you, chat.
All right.
See y'all soon.